Yeah, I checked. The GoPro's Wi-Fi. I can link it to a smartphone and upload. I can transfer. There's drones, cheap. I can get one for like $150. I don't want to get it too cheap. You can get one for even half that. That's the same thing, but I don't want to fall into the same trap. There's a Vivitar drone for like $80. I'm like, nah. I'll get one a little bit more expensive, like say $150, that are Wi-Fi enabled. You can link it to your smartphone and transfer, and then upload from the smartphone, and follow me technology and autopilot, self-landing, return to me, that sort of thing. That'd be really cool. I could just stop, launch the drone from right in the middle of the river. I've seen them. I've seen commercials on them, on YouTube or whatever. They follow you. The camera stays right on you and films you. Then I'd just carefully, I'd have like a little notebook telling me exactly the number of the cuts I'm doing with the GoPro, and then right when to put in to edit in that. Okay, I'm gonna put in the GoPro footage right up to videos right up to, okay, now the drone footage comes in after that. And like I said, I could maybe fly the drone over towns, get low enough to where I could get a good look at the downtown without, maybe I'll be validated and I'll be able to, and if I go into a town that's really close, I'll just walk in. I'll leave everything right there and just walk up to because a lot of them have towns right there. And if it might be a little bit of a hill, just, a couple 100 feet up, but it's right by the boat ramp, so I can just run up there real quick and take some pictures, and I'll have the editing software to be able to block out people's license plate numbers, okay? And I'll remember not to play music. Maybe I could even make soundtracks for them, using public domain stuff. And a lot of the public domain stuff is like 75, 80-year-old blues standards. That'd be cool as fuck, That would actually fit the genre of the videos I'm making. A kayak river trip with blues, old blues songs. Okay. Oh, and when I do this bike trip up north, I'm gonna take the river. I'm just gonna take the river. I want to make. I keep thinking, I'm gonna just go directly there on the roads through Illinois. Some of the roads will be in Illinois. I'll be bouncing back and forth. Like I'll ride, I'll cross the river just north of St. Louis back over into Illinois, and then I'll follow the river because that road follows right by the river all the way to Hannibal. Then I'll cross back over to Hannibal, and I'll film in all these little towns. It'll be cool, man. It'll be cool, but that's a bike trip that's actually worth doing and recording. People dream of doing that route. I won't be doing the whole thing because it's all the way from New Orleans, all the way from Minnesota. It's not a dedicated bike trail or anything, but it's just a route that people take to follow the river and all the historical towns along the river. Not all of them, but a lot of them. That's what I'll do. I'll hit the river right around New Madrid. I'll check on my kayak. I'll take a look at the boat ramp over there for old time's sake, and then all the way up. I'll follow that trail all the way up to Clinton, and then boom, I'll dash across. I'll probably get a motel room. There's a cheap motel room I go to the guy named John. It's a dump, but it's cheap. I'll get a motel room. There's another one in Keokuk. That lady's really nice to me. It's not a dump, but it's cheap. She likes me too. She helped me out. Little Indian lady from India. Yeah, she was cool. And she helped me out, like helping me figure out how to order an Amtrak ticket with the debit card I had that didn't know how to do it yet. And she assisted me. Cool. So I'll be able to stop at a couple of hotel rooms, along the way, if I can make the money. I'm going to be begging along the way. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to have the money to do the trip without begging. So that's interesting too. It's going to be Bike Jeff's Adventures and Panhandling all the way. And then I'm going to get to Chicago and I'm going to be training for an ultra. I just want to make sure let you guys know exactly everything. I'm going to be training for an ultra. And within a couple months, if I can get a motel room to do to store my gear, where I can go on a 20-mile run to hit a few hills too. If I can hit that 20-mile run, I don't care how long it takes me, if I can just do it without having to oh God, I'm gonna have to call a taxi. I can't go anymore. I'll take my phone with me just in case. I'll know when I'm good. I'll know whether I'm close to being able to do it. It's not like, I wonder if I can do this, because I will have done some 10-milers just going around in circles in a parking lot, which is gonna be incredibly boring 4 hours going around in circles in a parking lot. Because that's how long it'll take me, like 3 hours. I'm getting really slow in my old age. Don't care though. You know, I want to get the distance up. And if I could do that, whatever. I'll keep going. I'll if I can get a 20 miler, I'll sign up for the Rocky Raccoon again. It's like $230. And then around the middle of September, I'll start thinking about getting the hell out of there. Depends on how much money I make. If I can just reproduce the results I always have up there, that'll be fine. And then I'll do the kayak trip. Well, I'll take the Amtrak back down here. I'll get a motel room here. I'll order a few of the things I need, drop off all this gear, this new gear that I bought at either my mom's house or my friend's house, and store it there. And I'll get all my old gear right up to New Madrid, and with the upgrades, install them, launch. And by that time, I'll probably just go to Morgan City. That's 825 miles. I've seen the mileage markers when I was getting off at New Madrid, so I know how far it is. And I'll make sure I have a storage space ready and waiting, and I'll store my stuff there. And then I'll have my old bike and my old gear, and I'll just ride over to Huntsville. It's only like 250 miles. It'll take me like 4 days. I know the route. I've done it many times. And then the cheap motel rooms there, and there's trail. I'm right close to the trails that I can train on, and I'll sit there because they've got like a $270 a week motel room there. And the next one's like $300 a week. There's a few of them. And I'll sit there and just do the 3 months in a motel room training for the race there, and then I'll compete in the Rocky Raccoon to see if I can finally get one of those damn belt buckles that I've been wanting for years. And I'll be recording this and uploading it to my channel. It's on now. I have got a channel. And I'm telling you another thing, maybe they're not the greatest. Some of them might be pretty good, actually. Because back in the day when I was first dreaming about this, I was going all out to try to be a cinematographer. Trying to, got my wrap down perfect, and I was trying to get like really cool shots. And dude, I was on all the big cities. The West Coast, the East Coast. I've got Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York, Boston. I've got all those, video after video after video. Rocky Mountains, freight train rides, Chicago, downtown, all over the place. The West Coast, LA, San Diego, San Francisco. Go through Big Sur, all the little nice towns. Carmel, Santa Cruz, Monterey. The coast of Oregon. I've got... I will have so many videos, it'll just be... Nobody will be able to watch them all. I'll have 3,000 or 4,000 thumbnails now, without even anything in the future I'm doing, all the old stuff. 3,000 or 4,000 thumbnails with 25 movies or playlists, whichever one you want to call them, whichever one I'm going to be able to do. Playlists if I'm not validated, movies. 2, hour and a half, 2, 3, 4 hour movies. Dozens of them. And dozens of them. Epic bike trips. Epic 7,000 milers all the way across from the West Coast to the East Coast, all the way up the East Coast, and halfway back across America, one of them. Halfway up the West Coast and all the way to Chicago, one of them. Back and forth, crisscrossing. Wait, you'll see. You see these, I was kept talking when I was doing my little homeless gig, the little Bike Just Adventures and Panhandling, stuff up in Little Rock when I first started this channel. I was like, well, I got this kayak trip, and I bet you people are like, I bet you do, you kook, homeless kook. Well, how about now? What do you got to say now? I guess he does have some kayak trips, and all this other stuff he's talking about might be true too. Might be.